UBS, the bank, and it was evicted by a group of bailiffs who are very known in this country for taking part in these evictions, particularly when it concerns private property. Anyone who's been up against a bailiff in this country would call them hired thugs, basically. They're hired by private companies to get rid of people out of their own property. And what you see on the video that we're showing now is a bailiff essentially driving into a group of protesters, watched on by the police, basically. He allegedly, before this incident took place, punched a photographer in the face. And let's just watch what's happening here. The car's surrounded by protesters. He then drives into them and carrying one of the protesters on the bonnet of his car for about sort of 100, 150 metres as he drives off down the street. The police are looking on and doing apparently nothing. You can see it in slow motion here. If you watch carefully, you can see that protester being carried off on the bonnet of the car, while media and other protesters just look on, unable to do anything.
You have been connected to the Metropolitan Police Central Control Room. We answer calls for all police stations across London. Your call may be recorded.
Hello, police, how can I help?
Yeah, hi. I wanted to speak to somebody about the protest in London last night.
What, just your voiced opinion, or...?
Well, I just wanted to ask about the policing of the incident. I saw it on the internet and I'm just disgusted.
Bear with me, are you complaining about it then?
Yeah, I am complaining about it, yeah. I want to know who the police were protecting last night by allowing someone to drive their car into them.
Okay, bear with me a second. Bear with me, okay?
Thank you.
What I'm going to do is just take some details from you.
All right.
And then it will go past, because there must be, where was this, please?
This was in London last night.
Can I take your contact number?
Am I actually going to be allowed to speak to somebody now?
No.
Why?
Because there's a procedure for it. Obviously, you're complaining about it. You just want to shout at someone, so it'll go through to the right...
I don't just want to shout at someone. I want to know about the policing procedures of last night. What happened? I don't want to shout at anybody. I'm just a citizen, and I'm asking why the police didn't protect the people who were getting run down by this car.
I don't know what you're talking about, so can I just take your phone number? Did this happen, please?
This happened in London.
Yeah,
where?
Where?
Outside the building. The protesters had ideas. They're calling it the Building of Ideas. This was in London last night. It's not reported in any mainstream media, but I saw the video of it.
What's your name, please?
Jackie Noise, Noise. So I'm calling somebody at Scotland Yard about an incident that occurred in London last night, and you're not even aware of it. How does that work?
On the state, she wishes to complain. To speak. To somebody about protest. Last night in London. And what happened?
Can I just ask how come you're not aware of the incident? I'm calling Scotland Yard, aren't I?
You're through to Command Control Centre.
Right, okay, so can I get through to somebody in Westminster? Can you put me through to the station there?
We won't be able to put you through. Do you want to complain about it?
No, I want to ask about what the police procedure was last night. Because you are supposed to be protecting the public, and I saw nobody being protected last night because a car was allowed to drive into protesters. I don't wish to complain. I want to ask about the procedure of last night. I want to ask about the policing that took place.
Yeah, so basically there isn't anyone that I can just put you through to. That's why I was asking you whereabouts. What I'll do is I'll just get someone to call you back.
Who are you going to get to call me back?
Well, I need to find out who's dealing with it, and then I'll get someone to call you back, okay?
Right, okay, thank you.
What's your address? Your address?
I've given you my phone number, so they can call me back there.
You don't want to give me the address?
Well, they don't need my address to call me back, do they?
All right, goodbye.
City of London Police, can I help you?
Yeah, hi there. I just wanted to talk to somebody about an incident that I saw happen on Sun Street. Was it the protesters last night? A couple of nights ago.
Right, you can talk to me about that. Right, what kind of incident was it?
Right, well, what I've seen is there was some protesters outside the Bank of Ideas.
The
Bank of Ideas protest. I think it's on Sun Street.
Is that where they've been, near where the UBS building is?
Yeah.
At the back of that, right, I'm with you.
Right, so they were protesting there, and it was quite peaceful from what I saw. What I saw was the police allowed a car to drive into the protesters.
Right, when you say that, what do you mean actually going through the protesters?
The protesters had a car driven into them, and one of the guys actually held on to the front of the car, and this guy was allowed to drive through the protesters. Apparently he was a bailiff or something.
All right.
So
what I need to do is I'll put you through to Bishopsgate and you can speak to them. Hold on, please.
Right, okay, thanks.
Front office, Bishopsgate.
Yeah, hi there. I just wanted to talk to someone. I'm quite upset about an incident that I've seen.
Sorry, it cut out. Sorry, you'd like to speak to someone because...
I'm quite upset about an incident that I've seen.
Okay, what incident have you seen?
I've seen the protesters on Sun Street a couple of nights ago. The police allowed a car to be driven through the protesters.
On Sun Street, you say?
Yeah.
Let me just check that. And this was Thursday night?
Yeah.
Bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to see who was possibly on Thursday.
Thank you.
I just have to ask, although I presume possibly not, because it's on the boundary there. Do you know if it was a City of London vehicle or a Metropolitan Police vehicle? Just so I know maybe where to direct it.
Well, it was just a black vehicle.
A black vehicle?
Yeah,
how did you know it was police?
Well, because the police were... He was behind the police in the line. This is a video I've seen, yeah? And this has not been reported on any mainstream media, and I'm really upset about this. The police opened the way for this man to go through, and he drove into the protesters. He was revving up his car and everything. It was horrible.
Okay, and where have you seen this video?
This is on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can get hold of the inspector and see if he can have a word with you.
Right, thank
Bear
you.
with me. Bear with me, I've just got an officer coming round now.
Right, thank you. Thanks.
Hello, Sergeant, how can I help?
Hi, my name's Jackie Noyes. I'm just phoning up about an incident that I've seen, and I find it really upsetting. And
Is this the thing from Sun Street where there's a car that drives at protesters and one of the protesters ends up on the bonnet?
Well, from what I look like, it looks like the car was allowed through the police line, and it was allowed to drive through the protesters, and someone actually was hanging on the bonnet of the car.
I'm aware of that. So you're aware of what's happened. The driver's actually subsequently been arrested. It's all been dealt by the Metropolitan Police.
Right, so
and there has been, I think, complaints put in about it already. But as I say, the actual area where it took place was under the Metropolitan Police. It was their operation.
Well, can you tell me why the police allowed him to do that? I mean, they opened up
it's
the line for him.
I don't know I've seen the clip myself on YouTube. I've also been down at the camp in St Paul's, liaising with protesters, and they've told me about it. They've told me that the bailiff was subsequently arrested.
Well, who
and they've arranged
allowed,
for statements to be taken, etc., from the guy that was injured. Luckily, he wasn't seriously injured.
Right, okay, so
obviously, I can see from
excuse me?
the speed of the vehicle and stuff that,
Okay.
I can understand why that would be very distressing.
So who allowed the bailiff to do that? How come the police opened the line and let him through? I don't understand that kind of police procedure.
Like I say, I wasn't there. I can assure you the situation is under investigation already.
Right.
It will be under investigation because the bailiff has actually been arrested. As part of that investigation, they'll obviously be looking at the police action and how they could have learned from that.
Because the police didn't look like they were protecting anyone there, and that's what's made me so upset. It's like
I can completely understand that.
Right.
But as I say, the matter is already in the process of being dealt with, and as part of that process and part of the investigation into the driver who has been arrested, they'll be looking at all video footage.
Right.
And analysing that, and obviously they will also be looking at how the police responded to that, and lessons that can be learned in relation to that. So I can understand why you find it extremely distressing, but I can assure you the driver has been arrested and the matter is already under investigation by the Metropolitan Police.
So why did the police...
I'm unable to access their record, their investigation record about exactly what's happening on that because we work on a completely different system. But whereabouts do you live?
Why did the police take the keys off him and then give them back to him and let him go?
Like I said, I wasn't there and I don't know the full case.
Well, I live in Watford.
In Ilford?
Yeah, Watford.
Watford?
Yeah.
Like your local police station would have access and they'll be able to, the Metropolitan Police are able to, they can go onto it and they can see what's happening. And I can assure you that I know people have been ringing in complaining about it.
Good.
And the Metropolitan Police will be investigating that along with the actual incident in relation to the, I think they've dealt with there's an assault. I'm not entirely sure because I don't have access to it. I've only seen what's in the media myself as well.
Right. Well, that's fantastic to hear because that's not the kind of policing we want to see on the streets.
No, definitely not. I was quite shocked looking at the footage myself.
I'm glad. That's good to hear. That's quite encouraging.
Okay. I'm sorry you've been distressed, but is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thanks for that. Thanks for your help. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.